2 years ago, we were looking at Philadelphia quarterback, I'm not calling names, but looking at him. Had he fallen to us there, we would have drafted him. It is our plan when we can, but it very seldom happens to have someone of a high enough quality to be there at the right place with our draft pick. This one worked, and so we're excited about it.
Howie Roseman had the foresight to draft Jalen Hurts, 53rd overall in 2020. Thankfully, Jerry Jones did not, even though he says he did. Perhaps his choices will affect the balance, though, of power in the NFC East for years to come.
Can we say Dallas Goedert the same thing?
That's right. Listen, you missed out. It's all right. You can say you missed out. As we welcome you here to Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet. Alongside Barrett Brooks, I'm Amy Fiddle. So, it's hard to argue with the Cowboys' first 2 picks in the 2020 draft. You're looking at CeeDee Lamb in the first round and second rounder Trevon Diggs. Both already 2-time Pro Bowlers. Diggs went for 2 picks before the Eagles took Jalen Hurts. Are you buying this revisionist history, the hindsight's 2020, when Jerry Jones is saying, "Oh yeah, I really like Jalen Hurts"?
Absolutely not. We know Jalen Hurts is a big fan of that, but no, absolutely not. I'm not digging that. In fact, he's just saying that just propaganda, trying to make us fall asleep a little bit. But no, we know that you don't like us and we don't like you. Okay, we don't like you, Jerry. Stay down in Jerry's world. All right. Did I make that clear?
Yes.
I took $100,000 less.
That's right.
Not to be a Cowboy.
That's a fun fact about Barrett. He was offered and he said no.
Yeah.
Not going there. Can't wear the star.
Can't do it.
Don't want to wear the star.
Let somebody else do it.
Don't do it. And Jalen Hurts, thankfully, not wearing the star either. Let's check out Barrett's 3-point stance for you tonight. Cutdown day is tomorrow. According to an ESPN report, the Eagles have given defensive end Derek Barnett permission to seek a trade in hopes that he can get more playing time elsewhere. The 2017 first-round pick has never had more than 6.5 sacks in any of his 6 seasons with the Birds. Of course, he suffered that torn ACL in Week 1 of last season. So, Derek Barnett, 27 years of age. But he's stuck behind some really talented and productive pass rushers on this depth chart. Guys like Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. Does a Derek Barnett trade make sense for the Eagles if they can get a good return for him?
I'm going to tell you the truth. It does make a lot of sense, but I tell you what, wherever he ends up going, he'll be a very good and productive player. Derek Barnett is just one of the run-of-the-mill defensive ends. You know, he is very, very talented. But if he goes somewhere, he's going to have to keep his head screwed on straight. He can't make the same dumb mistakes that he's made in the past. You know, you got to play within the whistle. You can't go past the whistle. And that's been his problem. He made silly mistakes and crucial downs. And that's the only thing that kept him from being a great player, that and him getting hurt. Derek Barnett, I mean, I'm not going to hate on you. I like him as a player. I think he's a really good player. You give him an opportunity, he stays healthy. He could have some production. But he just caught behind the buck now. It's not our fault that we have 2 double-digit sack guys in front of him right now. It's not our fault that we have potentially a first round that's going to play in front of him. It's not our fault that he's going to have to play. I mean, when I look through the roster and I'm looking at the depth chart, like you just said, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, BG, and Nolan Smith. Yeah. But there are also going to be opportunities for a guy that's played a lot the last 2 years in Patrick Johnson from the defensive end position. And oh, by the way, I can also see Jalen Carter and also Milton Williams becoming a rush end for this team. So when you look at it, there's just not enough room, not enough football for him to play with. So I understand why he wants to pick his ball up and go somewhere else. Why they gave him the opportunity to go out there and trade. And plus, we know how he loves draft picks. And this is a potential first rounder. So he was a first rounder. Maybe they get a 4th round pick for him, you know, going into this. Because there's a lot of teams that don't know where their roster is going right now. So because of that, they're going to have to look elsewhere to see where they can get pass rushers. And pass rushers are a premium position. This could work out favorably for Howie Roseman and this Eagles football team.
Loves to stockpile those draft picks.
No question.
Bring them on. Number 2, speaking of pass rushers, Hassan Reddick returned to practice today after missing almost 2 weeks due to that surgery on his left thumb. He plans to play Week 1 in New England. Here's what Reddick had to say about ramping back up after the time off.
I feel like I'm in shape physically. You know, I've been running around since I came back from the surgery. I do feel like I'm in shape physically, conditioned. You know, it's just going to be about adapting now. Like I said, it's not that big of an issue. To me, it's a thumb, you know, wrap it up, get back out there, go play ball.
So you heard him there. He wants to go back out there and play ball. He thinks he's good. Any concerns are you about him playing with this, you know, while recovering through the thumb injury?
Absolutely not. He's a veteran player. So since he's a veteran player, he knows what he needs to do to play at a high level. He's potentially playing for a new contract. He wants to make more money than what he's making right now. The man had 19.5 sacks if you include the postseason. I like for him to go out there and do kind of the same thing he did last year and be a very productive person from that rush end position. He has guys on the other side that they know that you can't just slide the protection to him anymore. You got to keep protection kind of even because he has great pass rushers coming from each side. So he knows he's going to eat. Can you imagine that? You got BG 11 sacks. You got 19 sacks on one side. They bring in a rookie that runs a 4.3 40, just as big as Hassan, and going out there rushing the passer from that side. You got Sweat coming from that side. There are so many combinations, lethal combinations you can use to heat up these quarterbacks. So yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the mere fact that Hassan Reddick didn't go through camp. In fact, I'm kind of glad he didn't. You know, it saved his body. He's going to be in shape. He's one of the hardest working guys I've seen on the field. He works hard when it's time for him to put the pads on and when he's running around trying to get himself in shape. There was nothing wrong with his legs, his core, his arms. He did everything he needed to do. He just didn't go out there and pass. He'll be just fine. And plus, I think I'm going to see him as a situational player for the most part. Now, he's not going to be mad because of that. Anytime he can rush the pass, he's going to be ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, he'll be okay. He'll be just fine going into this season.
All right, finally, the last stance. The big D in Dallas stands for drama. Jerry Jones did not consult either his head coach, Mike McCarthy, or his starting quarterback, Dak Prescott, before he traded a fourth-round pick to San Francisco for former third overall selection, Trey Lance. Here's what Jerry had to say about trading for another quarterback without consulting Dak Prescott.
It didn't cross my mind, period, about an impact here. Regarding Dak. I know that Dak wants to do anything we can do to improve this team, and we're going to do it.
To be honest with you, I'm not surprised by anything anymore. You've been in this league 8 years, been on this team. It's hard to say that I was surprised, to be honest with you.
It didn't cross his mind.
What the?
It didn't cross his mind. And also, very telling, Dak Prescott did not sound happy there, B. He says, I've been around this league a long time. I've been around this team. I thought that was very pointed right there. It's not surprising to him.
The lack of respect that they have for Dak Prescott being the leader of this team shows that he's not the leader on this team. Anytime you have defensive players talking smack to you like that, that means that there's no respect for Dak Prescott being the leader of this team. What do you need from the quarterback position? You need respect to lead the team. It's all falling and imploding in on this Dallas team. I love it. I love it when a plan works together. We're looking at Jerry Jones just going in. How do you say that? How do you admit that? You just say no comment. Say, oh, I forgot or something. But it didn't enter your mind that you bringing somebody in that was a first-round pick that they traded 3 first-rounders for, who potentially has the same skill set as Dak Prescott. You're bringing them into the organization without telling the head coach. You're not even telling your quarterbacks you possibly bringing in to replace him. That's just so. I am so happy. Bravo, Jerry. Bravo. I appreciate you helping this Eagles team out. This is great for us. You look at the talent level that they have. They have a really good talent level team, but it all comes from upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Everything flows downhill. That's why you see the leadership we have at this Eagles team. You got, a great owner. You got a great GM/president. You got a great head coach, and you got great people in the organization. You get great results. You have a narcissist over in Dallas, goes down to a coach that doesn't know what he's doing, to a quarterback, who's in the dark about it, and teammates don't respect him. I love when a plan comes together. That's the old A-team. I love when a plan comes together.
Mr. T loves that. It's interesting because they can get out of Dak Prescott's contract after this year. So
but you still paid him $160 million.
It's going to get messy down there in Dallas. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk about a guy you've been really high on, Sidney Brown, hoping for a chance to pick off Dak Prescott or Trey Lance or whomever this season. Has the rookie done enough to earn a starting safety job? Dave Zangaro and Ruben Frank gives us their thoughts on that wide-open position battle. It's up next here on Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet.
Birds Huddle is powered by PointsBet. It's time to step up your same-game parlay with SGP Combo. Combine bets from multiple games and build the ultimate parlay. PointsBet, your move.